All right, welcome, Kay Price. Welcome, Kay.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
This is going to be very interesting and very exciting because I too myself have spirits and visitors come and visit me. And so I'm not an expert on it as you are. Like you have done a lot of research and a lot of training and connecting with other professional mediums. So you are the person to ask. And thank you. The first question that I have is what makes the spirits go to you, to open up to you as opposed to someone else, some other medium?
Okay, so that is a good question. One of the reasons there's an infinite, of course, possibilities of whys as to why. For one, I am open. My light is shining quite bright. Guaranteed, many of the spirits that come to me to ask to connect with the loved ones that I am, has been pre-written, it is predestined, as well as other mediums. They have gone to other mediums and they will continue to go to other mediums. So it's not just myself that the people who are looking for answers, clarifications, they just so happen to be in my energy field at that given time.
I see. So to build off of that question, can a spirit be in two places at one time?
Absolutely.
See, to come and see me and then to come see you at the same time.
So for instance, let's talk about your father who is here. He planted himself nice and calmly in the chair. So he's sitting with me right now in a chair behind me. He's also sitting with you. So to answer that question, when we are spirits, they come in as the souls that they are omnipresent. They are omni meaning everywhere at any given time and nowhere. So it's the balance between everything and nothing. So they can be here, be with you, and then also be with the rest of the family members. Your father is who I'm talking about. He can be anywhere at any given moment, at any given time. And he appears as fast as that thought comes into your mindset. That's how
yes,
they can manifest themselves in your energy field.
Yes, I noticed that. And I guess you may have answered that already. And how does the portal door open? And you explained earlier that would be through your energy field being open, right?
Yes, there are many portal sites, absolutely many portal sites. There are different types, like let's say for oneself, I am an antenna. I am connecting to, I'm open to connecting. That's me accepting that I am open to connect with the spirits in the heavenly realms. I am open to seeing, to receiving messages, to hear them, to smell, to know. I am open to that. That is my will. And then there are other portals such as the closet. So places, they will come in that one has went through. There's a light that kind of, it's like a trail of light that they see going through the closet space. To them, it's not a closet. They see a light opening. To us, it is a closet. And it is usually through closet spaces, whether that's in the hallway or the bedrooms or the office, right? There are many portals. Many definitions to these types of portals that spirits come and go from.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay. Can the spirits feel our distress? Like they've just passed and we're distressed and we're crying and we're upset. Can the spirits feel that?
Yes, they do. They are in the spirit realm, which is a place of all knowing, feel, sense, taste, everything that we have. For spirit, they are literally looking through a sense of 360 degrees all around. And that's exactly who we are as humans, but we limit ourselves to that. So for them to come into your energy field, they know. It's almost like a beacon. I don't know how else to explain it, but many different forms that they feel, they hear, those in this earthly realms feeling the frustrations, feeling angered, going through all the emotions, especially through the grief process when they hear. So instantly, it is an instant that they are always with you, but it is an instant as though that they will appear to you in your realm. This is where you will start hearing, whether you're hearing house noises, you hear little rocks thrown at the window. These are
Mhm.
little reminders that they are here for you.
Yes. So here's another question for you that I'm sure a lot of our viewers would like to know is, let's say there was a falling out and the person passes. Do they carry the anger with them? Are they still upset in the spirit world?
That's a possibility. An answer to that would be a possibility, yes. And then, of course, a no. Again, we are infinite in structures of who we are. So we are light beings in being at any given place at any given time. So, for instance, if there is a yes to that energy, there's a part of them that are still going, that is still carrying on these earthly emotions. Our earthly emotions are so heavy, intertwined, deep intertwined into who we are as souls. We do carry that into the heavenly realms. And that's why you may hear me speaking of the healing journey home, because our souls still go through a healing journey home. So with that being said, some will not be able to find that. It doesn't mean that they're going to be walking this earth plane forever as a spirit, as a lost soul. They will eventually find themselves. Because we are eternal, we definitely come back to the home space, the home, the essence of love, where we come from. And then there are those who leave this reality still feeling it. They go through the path of life. They go through that healing journey, I should say. We don't go through it alone, though. When we are on our healing journey home as souls, we definitely don't go through it alone. We have
Mm-hmm.
other loved ones that come forward to help us overcome these energies. So with that being said, for instance, if let's say if I go home and I haven't let go of all those that hurt me in my childhood, I carry that with me. Let's just say, for instance, and then I go
Mm-hmm.
home and I still carry this anger, and it's a burden anger, burdening energy is what I'm trying to say. And I carry this home. Well, what made me leave home is that I held on to that anger so much that my body soaks up that energy and it starts turning into pain body. That pain body is going to turn into a physical disability, whether that's through cancer or through any other debilitating energies.
Mm-hmm.
So carrying that home, I will have a loved one that bestowed that pain on me. And then coming into that energy field, this person and I will have a sit down, so to speak, to overcome whys. What happened? Why did this happen? This is a whole soul journey that's going to continue on until I personally, my soul at that point in time, has finally been able to let go and resolve and with the energies. Does that make sense?
So, yes. So
Okay.
would it help this person that's stuck in the spirit in, in the earthly realm and they're still stuck here? Would it help, like, say, if I forgave that person and like prayed and said, I forgive you for the harm that you've done, or it's okay now, just rest and go home, because a lot of our people around me have done that. It's okay, rest now, just rest, it's done.
So with that being said, absolutely, the work that you do here in your earthly form is so beneficial beyond what you can imagine or what you can, as we can see as humans. So with that being said, healing oneself, you heal generations behind you. You also heal generations in front of you. That's your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, your great, 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 many greats. And then those are your family, your parents, your grandparents, your greats, all the way back. Well, then the question is, how do we heal those that are already in the heavenly realms? Right? So you're healing yourself. Well, to answer that question is that when you send off all the love and light and you come to terms within yourself, okay, I place that part of me to rest. Thank you, Creator, for allowing me to feel and to see what abundance and blessings this comes to me for letting go. When you do this, you're blessing those behind you. They're in the heavenly realms, absolutely. They've gone through their healing journey, but there are bits and pieces that they still may be still wondering about. It's going to help their karmic energy. So when you bless them in the form that you are, that energy is going to go all the way up into the heavenly realms, and it's going to explode like fireworks. And that blessing of energy of forgiving and letting go is going to fall upon those that you are forgiving and letting go, which in turn helps their soul growth. Does that make sense?
It does. That was really beautifully said. And I totally understand it. And it made a lot of sense. You know, if you heal yourself, you heal your generations behind you and in front of you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, here's something that came up. How do you handle it? Like when you're with talking to the spirits and you're with a client and the spirit tells you something that you really would not be beneficial to your client or the person sitting in front of you. Like, oh, I still love my ex-wife or husband, and you know, I've always loved her. And then the person in front of you would be just like destroyed. You just pass that.
Okay, so first of all, I speak whatever comes into my reading. I speak the truth. I speak whatever I'm hearing from spirit. Second of all, that will never come up because that's a negative type of information, energy. It's an energy that spirit knows that already worked through and let go. It is love that they come from. So they come from, we all come from an energy of love. And the messages that come through are the best messages that they need possible to help grow. So there's no sense of loving one more than the other. The spirit will come through and speak of that which the truth is. They speak their truth, and the truth is love, absolute love. There is no comparison to each or. And with that saying, it's a really good question because it breaks off into many other areas where
it does, yes.
mediums, it comes down to the mediums as well. You know, mediums, we are the link between spirit and those here in this reality.
Yes.
Speak to the best of our ability of knowing, of letting go, of connecting with ourselves. Did we talk about your father smoking once upon a time?
Probably.
Okay, sorry, because I just had a big puff of smoke in my face as we're talking, and then I saw him sitting there smiling. So with that being said, it does come down to mediums on where the medium is to the best of their ability. So for instance, if there was a medium that would take on that type of energy and see that type of energy, that means that the medium needs to look within themselves, right? And because our work here is not to cause anger, frustration, more pain. Our work is to spread the divine messages of love, hope, and beautiful inner change. Yeah.
Yes. Very good answer. Because I was wondering about that. Here's another really good question. Okay, so the reading is done. The spirit has come and said, well, I guess Dad's not a good example because he's sitting there. But, oh no, it is. Okay, so when the spirit leaves, like you can smell them, you could hear what they're saying, you know where they're physically standing, and then they're gone. But I sense that there's still an energy floating in the air, like around, like they're still here, but they're not available to talk and let you know that that you could smell them or hear them or talk to them, but you can still feel their energy lingering in the air.
Absolutely. I love this question because of the fact that even though that your father is still here and I can still see him, there will be a time where I would not be able to see him. But you're right, he is still with you. And one of the many infinite reasons is that um, they take a step out for you to live your life, right? So if, for instance, you as a mother, I as a mother, we have our children, we're teaching them to
Mhm.
walk. They can't learn
Yeah,
to walk if we're always holding their hands, right? And they can't
yeah.
eat if we're always spoon feeding them. They can't learn to feed themselves. In the sense, it's the same as loved ones that are come here that have come and step in and helping
Mhm.
us in our soul growth, in our realigning ourselves, coming back to mind, body, and soul. They are here to assist in any way that they can. However, there is a law where the spirits cannot interfere, right down to spirit guides. They cannot interfere due to the fact that we ourselves need to learn how to walk, talk, and feed ourselves in certain areas in the essence of love, connecting back to our home self is love, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense.
Wow, that was great. That was absolutely great. Thank you for clarifying that because I experienced that a lot, that
Mm.
there's spirits just lingering. They're not saying anything, they're not doing anything, they're just lingering around and while we go about our daily lives.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, so how do you control your emotions when their client is crying and just really emotional and get out of control type of thing and the energy is just overwhelming, and I know I've gotten choked up a few times and mm, not known how to handle it. Well, number one, I'm not a professional, and I would like to know how you control that.
Thank you. I love this question as well. Really good questions. So for me, in order to control, I would say it's quite a few combinations that learning, remembering, definitely takes the cake because the beginning stages when I
Mhm,
stepped into my mediumship abilities, there were times where I had to fight my emotions or I would cry with the person I'm reading for, and it's
mhm,
just not it doesn't work because now the person is seeing me break down and the pillar of strength to help them through an energy may not be there for them
mhm.
more, right? So it's learning,
Yes.
learning stages for sure. Coming into my own strength, understanding my own my emotions. So with that being said, I spoke it, the simplicity is always best is what I say. So simply stating that I am able to control my emotions when I'm giving my readings is a beautiful statement. Now that is solidified within myself and that is also connected. Now it is part of a signature stamp, so to speak, that I send off to the universe, which solidifies within myself. Uh,
Okay.
the other thing is that I see when others let go through their tears, through their emotions, through letting go, whatever level of letting go that they go through when I'm going through a reading. I see it as beautiful. I love, and because of the fact that they are able to release and let go, I can feel the
Mhm.
energies. So when they release and do let go, they make more room for the gifts, the spiritual beings that they truly are. So it gives them that light of hope is entered back within them. So again, when I see them release, it is such a beautiful, beautiful thing to behold for myself as a medium. That's when I know that the work that I am doing is so profound that I'm making a difference.
Awesome. That was an incredible answer. Thank you for that. That was a beautiful answer. Okay. Okay, I answered that. I have another question. Do spirits tell you if the person that they're there to visit is sick or will get sick? Can they see sickness in us?
Yes, that is a quick answer is yes. Spirits will allow me to see it. However, through my own innate gifts, I will sense it. This is where we do the energy healing. The energy healing services that I offer through the Ganhada Medium page is such a profound phase of my life, learning to do the energy healing, because we are all born with energy, the energy healer within us. I've taken this on again. I've accepted who I am, and I ask the Creator to step into it step in with my full potential. Now, doing this, I also call in the Master Healer. He is a light being that I do know of that exists. I saw this through a certain program that I love watching. So this is where I'm feeding my mind in helping keep myself, carry myself forward in the power of who I am. So this light being, the Master Healer, to me, how I see him, he's got a very beautiful rectangular head, and he's quite short. He's under 5 feet. So I think he's about 4 something. But he comes in, I call upon him to help me assist to do the energy healing. Now, within the heart space, this is so beautiful, because from my visions, when I'm doing the energy healing, I walk the clients through the energy healing portion. They can use anywhere at any given time. I call upon the ancestors. I work with my spiritual team along with those who I'm doing the energy healing with their spiritual team. I take a step back. So within the heart space, I see the beautiful hands come in from ancestors to help clear out the heart space. I take a step back and I watch, and I'm watching from a certain distance. So as this is carrying on, I do feel as though the sense of power bringing back into the person who I am helping with the energies. It's quite an interesting service. It's quite an interesting connection between the person who I'm reading for or helping, assisting, and the connection with all those who are involved in the spiritual realm.
Yes, I remember that now. I remember when I had my jaw surgery and I was in bed sleeping and I felt a million little hands massaging my jaw in the middle of the night.
Yes.
And when I woke up in the morning, there was 2 trillion little hands massaging. And I woke Thomas up. I'm like, something really strange is happening to me. It feels like there's a lot of little fingers all massaging where I had my surgery. And then in the morning, when I woke up, I called you and told you what was happening. And you were like, yes, it worked. So I think you were practicing on me.
I did a lot of practices on my friends and family, especially with the mediumship part. But you, with the energy healing, that was such an amazing feat for both sides, for you to see it, right? Because you are
I felt it. It was incredible.
And it was amazing. So the night before, when you felt it, I was laying in bed because you were telling me, you know, how painful, and I went to bed with you in my mindset. So I started praying And I was praying to everybody, creator, ancestors, your father,
Mhm.
to my mother, to help you in the healing energies. This is before I started calling upon the master healer, before I knew about the master healer.
Yeah.
And then as I was laying there, I literally envisioned I was standing by you, and I saw you, and I can see your cheek. I can see where you were hurting. And then all of a
Mhm.
sudden my vision felt as though I went inside underneath in that area of your muscle,
Mhm.
pulling all of those little parts together. And I can see myself, hands going over every muscle strand, every muscle strand all at once, doing this and pulling it together and doing the healing energies.
Mhm.
And as I pulled my vision back, I was still doing this. And what you experienced and what you saw and felt, the little million little hands, I literally saw my hands doing that as though it was going across every muscle, every
Yes.
point of pain, and pulling your jawline back together, healing
Yeah.
that back together. It was already together, but I mean healing and bringing down
Yes.
the swelling. And
Yeah, the inside of the
yes,
muscles were not
yeah,
together yet. And yeah, and they are still not quite. My face is still a little bit, but I'm not in pain anymore. So that's the only thing that
absolutely.
counts.
Yeah. So going to bed
Not
that
to be
night,
so vain.
going to
Oh.
bed that night, doing what I did, and then also waking up, you were still on my mind. So I did the exact same thing because I thought
Mhm.
it was so amazing from what I saw when I went to bed last night and watching my hands. And I can literally pull myself back, and I saw, you know, so many little hands of mine going and doing what it was doing. So I wanted to try that method again because it felt like
Yeah,
it felt real to me. So I did it
it,
again. You were
it
still
was.
sleeping, and then I did the same thing again. And then when you
Mhm.
called, that's when I was so excited. It's like, yes, it
Yeah.
worked. It was an amazing experience for sure.
Yes, it was. It definitely was. And it was a surprising one, and it came out of nowhere. Like there was no warning or discussion about it beforehand. It was something that just happened to me, and I was just blown away, blew me away. So that was a good question and a good follow-up example of
Mhm.
the steps and the healing
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
service that you offer there.
Absolutely. I just
Yeah.
wanted to add that even though it was not stated that you asked that you physically or verbally asked me to do what we just did at that point in time, it
Mhm.
was a will, because if I was unable, if it was against your will, there was no way I would have been able to even see remotely where you were at or even come close into your energy field. So I just wanted to
Yeah.
make that clear, because it
Yes.
is your will and I bounce off of that will, right? So your will
Mhm.
is open to healing, and then that's how it became.
Yes. Good point. Good point. Okay. Okay, here is a really good question. And this is happening right now, actually. The family's preparing. When we burn food for our loved ones, our ancestors, how do they receive it? Do they taste it? Do they swallow? Can you clarify that for me,
So
please?
there, absolutely, yes. So the process of burning, so in our culture, in many cultures, burning food and sending off clothing or letters, they receive them in the heavenly realms. I've always heard through spirits, as above, so below. And it's a choice. So when you say many realms, there are many realms of heaven. There's not just the one heaven, it's many realms of heaven. So there are those are in a realm of as above, so below. And when you burn and offer these beautiful gifts, you hand them the jacket that was once their favorite here in this reality, they will receive it instantly in the heavenly realms. They will put
Mhm.
it on as though it was given to them as a gift, and they'll look at themselves, they'll show it through the
Mhm.
mediums, they'll come through readings, through many types of the mediums that the person wants to reach out to. With the food, yes, they definitely, again, as above, so below. It is your will in the heavenly realms to choose, to taste, to feel. It is real here. It is as reality there as it is reality here, as above. So
Mm-hmm.
below. They will taste the fish sticks. Oh, they will taste the bannock. They will taste the lovely foods that they enjoyed here. The seaweed
Mm-hmm.
sprinkled over ice, plate of food. Well, there's that turkey dinner being burnt and offered to them. They are going to have it and they are going to eat it. They're going to enjoy it.
Mm.
Will receive it,
Wow.
taste it. They will be thankful. There is a connection beyond connection through the family member here and through the family member up here, sharing in what was granted and given to them. The other thing I want to say is that photos are being burnt, given to the heavenly realms. Well, there are favorite
Mm-hmm.
photos that they like. Even though if they haven't been burnt or not, they will receive photos and they will place them on their wall. They will place them on their fridge. Granted, it is more advanced than we are here in the heavenly realms, as above, so below. It's
Oh,
absolutely
really?
amazing. So yes, so you're still creating, you're still manifesting in the heavenly realms as you would do in the earthly realms. However, the manifestation process is so much faster in the heavenly realms because it's the least path of resistance. And going through the healing journeys that we go through as souls coming home from the earthly realms, we let go of a lot of the heavier stuff. So we're able to get right through to the point and manifest instantly. Here in the earthly realms, it's going to take us a lot longer because now we're fighting through stages of what's going on up here in our mindset. So
Yeah.
once we let go of all the pain, all the numbing, all we come back together, we let go, we're able to manifest a lot faster. So the more you release through healing, the more you gain, the more
Mm-hmm.
easier it is for you to become that master manifester.
I guess they are manifesting things that they want to eat because sometimes we'll smell cigarettes. See, we're burning today. Maybe Dad asked for a smoke.
There
And
you go.
here I am. I'm going to give him some pop and chips.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and Mom loves her bologna and eggs and hash browns, so she'll be getting some of that, along with all the other seafood that they're out there preparing right now. So it really is quite a feast.
Mhm.
And I wanted, and I'm pretty sure all of our viewers were wondering if they do in fact receive them and are thankful for them.
Absolutely.
So we shall continue the tradition. And it's
Absolutely.
quite an amazing tradition
Mhm.
that stemmed from our ancestors from way, way, way back.
Yep.
And it's so amazing that they knew this
Mhm.
and that they passed it on all the way, and we're passing it on to our children.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I
All right.
just
Oh,
wanted to add real quick on there, sorry, Kay, just to
okay.
add real quick on there that when you are performing the burning ceremony, so are they are going through a ceremony or through acceptance ceremony. So how we present ourselves here in this earthly realms in offering, doing our offerings, whatever ceremonies practice takes place, whatever ceremony practice takes place in us humans offering to them in the heavenly realms, they too sit in a receiving ceremony. So it is quite huge. Again, what they do up here, what you do down here, they do up
Yeah.
here. And it's a perfect unison, a perfect match for what for them to receive. And it is huge, absolutely huge.
Wow.
So in other words, it's not just the family that you are burning for that's going to be attending. They're going to be surrounded by ancestors, thousands upon thousands of ancestors, right? So for instance, you're looking at your mother and father. So your mother and your father. Well, your father has a mother and father. Your mother has a mother and father, so on and so forth. So now you're seeing it split into two in all directions. So you have your ancestors supporting the ones that you are burning the food for, giving off.
Wow.
Absolutely. So it's huge.
That is amazing.
Mhm.
So that just made our burning ritual just bigger and bigger and bigger and more amazing now
Mm,
that we know that all of our ancestors from way back are all coming forward now and having this a big feast in the sky, shall we say.
absolutely. Beautiful.
Wow. Yes. And there's a lot of laughter around the fire. And another one, I don't know if it's all cultures that have this rule that there's no crying around the fire and it's all about laughter and sharing stories and things like that.
Again, infinite possibilities, right? So for others, crying around the fire, releasing energies through tears and heartache and pain, that also goes up as smoke into the energies where they will release themselves from a clenched heartache, right? So it may work for others in other cultures or other families, down to other families in the same culture. There's infinite possibilities that will help, right? There's not just the one way, and you're not wrong in either, right? There is never no wrong in releasing or connecting and through ceremonies of offerings. It absolutely works for your family, other families, and then it may not work for other families and where they need to release through the tears, heartache, and pain, right? So there's a healing process that are done in multitude layers, if you will.
Yes. Awesome. That's really good to know. That was a very interesting topic.
Absolutely, I love it.
Okay. Okay. This is something I've been wondering. Why does a person spirit stay so long? Like, are they not done resting? Are they not, their business not done? They're just here always, like for, I don't know if I should say centuries, but decades. We could definitely say decades.
So again, there are infinite possibilities as to that one question, because I shot off three in my head as you were asking those questions. I can see it happening already. So for one chooses to stick around and watch and just observe in the spirit form to watch things. So, and then within one that chooses to stay to observe in the earthly realms as the spirit form as they are, can also split into just observing, friendly observing, watching, and then the other is where they feel that they are stuck and they're choosing to be stuck. Because it is a soul's journey, it's a soul's choice if they choose to stay here and be stuck. This is where we have other realm light beings coming in and helping and assisting. So I do know through my readings connecting where I saw this realm where people come through and they're known as lost souls. There are such things as lost souls. And again, it's a other coin of this person sitting watching. And this is the other side to that person, is what I'm trying to say, is that they're choosing to walk around. This is another experience that they are as the same half of that soul. So they're choosing to walk around. So in other words, a realm where they're walking the streets and they're, woe is me, they're just like, I don't know how to get out of this. They're stuck in that ultimate denial form stage of who they are. Why me? Why me? They have other beings opening doors. Come on in, let's check this out. This may help you. And they're like, if they see the light open, they're going to come through that door and they'll be okay. Well, that door may help them and move on and shoot up into the heavenly realms. A door may open and they still don't get it. They'll walk out because it is their will, right? The beings are there to help open the doors for them. And if they choose not to, it is still their will. So the beings will have to just close the door and wait for another door for them to open. So it's an ongoing process of intertwining of energies. It is such intricate details to the one soul. So now we've got two versions of the one person still in this realm stuck on, or staying and stuck in this earthly realm, observing in one form, in the highest form, and in the lowest form. And then there are others who, like we said earlier, energies around you all the time, and they'll pop in and out at any given moment, the moment that you think of them and call upon them.
Yes.
So those are the things that came through when you asked that question. And I know that there are more absolute answers to that question, and it's so intricate. I love it, right? So the more, and that's to the best of my ability as the medium. That's how I see it, to the best of my ability. Another medium that will be watching this and get it and see in a different form, they are right as well. Infinite possibilities. Yeah.
Yes, and I think our viewers would be interested in this question. Okay, say the spirit loved basketball. They will attend basketball, all native tournament, junior all native with us, go to a Montreal hockey game or a Canuck game, or if we're just sitting around having some drinks on a Friday night and that's what they love to do, and come and join us, whatever it is we're doing, because I've experienced that. And I don't know, can you elaborate on that?
Okay, so from my understanding, your question is, you're asking if they have the love of the game of basketball, or the love of hockey, or the love of having drinks after a hard day's work. You're just enjoying that drink. Do they still carry it on around you? Is that
Yes.
they absolutely do. The answer to that is yes, absolutely, in their own intricate detailing form, so to speak. So let's say if they want to come and join you with that beer and watch you watch hockey and scream and get excited, so shall it be. If they have the love of basketball, they will attend basketballs. Again, there's that observer. There's the observer sitting in one of the higher seats, being able to watch, right? Maybe the seats don't even exist in the human form, but the seats exist in the spiritual form. Well, there are a lot of spirits that come together and congregate together to watch that game in this reality, because it is so. They choose to. It is written in the soul contract, absolutely. And then there are spirits who love to watch a football game. They will stand right on the field and watch the people run by. Why? Because if you can imagine standing on that football field and you can hear right down on ground level, hearing the grunts, the pushes, the banging, the running, the breathing, passing the ball, all those sounds and noises taking in, that's exactly what the soul is doing at that very moment. They have the ability to. That again is the observer that is staying in this reality. They want to, that is their will. And they can pop up and down within the heavenly realms as they wish. Absolutely. I hope that answers your question.
That sounds pretty cool.
It is absolutely amazing.
So don't be sad for me when I go, because I'll be at concerts and hockey games and I'll be there partying with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just wanted to say something real quick. As we were getting ready for our reading or our interview today, I was getting ready, and of course I lost track of time because I'm working on a YouTube special. I threw on a shirt, I grabbed a shirt, and I was like, oh, it's going to go good with my white top. I just noticed that our tops match.
Oh, okay.
Our tops match, purple. Deep purple.
And we have on our necklaces.
Absolutely. Oh, I bought this one just recently and I really love it. I haven't put anything in it, but I've always wanted one of these. I remember having one with my mom and dad.
Oh, I always wanted one of those too.
And this one has a magnet on it, which is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that. That's awesome.
Well, I think that's all the questions I have for now. It was really great for you to clarify all of that and bring all of us viewers into some of the deeper parts of mediumship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I want to thank you because they
Yeah.
were really good questions. And I know you were thinking about them throughout your days as we first came together and connected.
Yes.
So I just wanted to finish off real quick about how signed contracts, soul contracts, even when we cross over into the heavenly realms, we're still the personalities that we have chosen up here on that infinity symbol that we see, where we sign our soul contracts up here as the personalities. We live our life, come back into this part of the heavenly realms, and now we have this part to live out still what our signed soul contracts are. So our soul contracts does not end when we leave this reality. It carries on into staying here in this reality, finding yourself in this reality as a soul, a lost soul, becoming spiritual warriors for family members in this reality, all comes in this area of soul life until we make our way back up here and re-signing a contract and becoming a different energy, a different personality. So we stay that personality all the way up until we're ready to sign again. Yeah.
Yes, that's great. I know that you say that all of us have the gift of seeing and contacting and knowing that spirits are all around us. How did you become such the professional, shall we say, of the mediumship? You built up your powers. I won't call it power.
Into my gifts, stepping into my gifts full with my
Yes,
full
to
potential.
strengthen it. There's the
Yeah.
word, to strengthen your gift. Yes.
I utilize the tools, I am statements. I am. I utilize the acceptance, the energy of acceptance of who I am. I utilize the energy of remembering who I am. I utilize the connections within Creator in myself and understanding that I am a co-creator with Creator. Why do I say that? Well, because I am here creating my life with the help of Creator. So a co-creator, expanding who I am, my full potential, the gifts, understanding that I was born with gifts. And I kind of shared a story on the beginnings, how I first came here through a YouTube channel, through my YouTube story. Anyway, coming into my full potential is through understanding. Practice makes better. Practice doesn't make perfect. I don't like, for me, it doesn't sit well with me when I say practice makes perfect, because now you have to cap yourself. You don't want to set a limit and limiting yourself through that perfection of bettering yourself, becoming a better version of you every day. So practice makes better. Will lead you to coming a better version of who you are each and every given moment or day. So for myself, I practice within through the art of meditation, through letting go, through remembering, through learning, through understanding. These are all the shields that I see that I pick up. Each and every one of us has all of these shields in front of us. It is our choice whether we choose to pick up that remembering. I remember the power of who I am, right? So it does take work, consistency. The other thing too, as well, that I've learned is that we develop these abilities as young children because many of us have had a rough start. Being introduced into this reality with a really rough start. So with that being said, we develop these little tiny abilities where our peripherals are heightened, because now we're in that zone as children. We have to learn how to use our peripherals. They become our, how do I say that? They become an ability that we need to use to keep us safe. Right? So it's a mechanism that was triggered as children that we now have abilities. So it strengthens throughout our years of growing up. When we're ready to step into it, they are now becoming a tool for us to use to step into our mediumship. which means that you have the ability to read facial features, to read body language, to see if we are telling the truth or not, if we're speaking in our alignment or not, right? We have that ability. We all do. Many that don't will soon eventually learn to step into it. They may not reach that ability or that goal in this lifetime. That's okay. We are infinite, so we can rewrite it again.
Yeah.
As I stepped into my ability, all of those from the past that I've learned throughout my childhood, adolescent to young adulthood, it's an ongoing process, and it's about collecting all of the learned abilities and strategies into one who I am now, utilizing it, being able to understand it in all aspects of who we are, of who I am.
Yeah.
So, and it comes down to learning how to work through my emotions when I'm giving readings, especially those deep-seated, the sadness and sorrows that is felt. It comes in spurts of understanding when I was working through mine. So understanding where I'm at now, and I know that I've got a long road ahead of me, but acceptance is one. So I hope I was able to answer that question.
Yes, that was beautifully said. Thank you. And I think we can end on that note. So everyone, all our viewers know how you got to the point that you are at now in giving and sharing and helping everyone along their path that is willing to let you guide them and connect with their loved ones and listen to your live every Sunday. Is it still at 5 or 6?
6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you for clarifying. It was great.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time
Yes.
and energy. Much love and light to you. Thanks.
Love and light.
Hi, Ganhada Medium here. I really do hope that you enjoyed the video. If you want to support my channel, click on that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell.